Does cholesterol cause heart disease? That's the question. Now, what if I told you the answer is, not on social media, it doesn't. Cholesterol doesn't cause heart disease on the internet. Actual results in real life may vary. This is where the food industry collides with healthcare. This is Red Pill Vegan. Hit that subscribe button, y'all, and let's talk about it. The topic of cholesterol and heart disease is serious, but it's also hilarious and tragic at the same time. And you'll see why in this video. First, we're going to look at the facts. Then, you're going to see how the great thing about the internet is that people will tell you basically whatever you want to hear. It's up to you to read past the headlines because your health is what's on the chopping block. So to start off with, the cells in your body are really good at regulating cholesterol. Second, your adipose tissue, or your body fat, is the body's largest pool of free cholesterol. Let's put this together. So if your body knows how to handle cholesterol, and the biggest pool of free cholesterol is in your body fat, and you have elevated levels of cholesterol in your blood, then that's an important signal that something is going wrong when it comes to what you are eating. We know from the well-established results of more than 395 controlled metabolic ward experiments that increasing the amount of saturated fat in your diet elevates cholesterol in the blood, specifically LDL bad cholesterol. We also know from the Framingham data that people whose lifestyle results in them maintaining total blood serum cholesterol levels less than 150 milligrams per deciliter have the lowest risk for coronary artery disease. Being at low risk for heart attack due to maintaining consistently healthy levels of cholesterol under 150 milligrams per deciliter is not really a shocker, and it's corroborated by rural and native populations around the world who don't or didn't have elevated cholesterol. Some experts even go so far to say the process of atherosclerosis cannot progress without elevated cholesterol. To make this even more interesting, people who live their entire lives with elevated cholesterol often see their levels fall later in life as they get sick and die of other diseases. Some people will try to confuse you and tell you this means having high cholesterol has a protective effect later in life, when in reality this is more properly attributed to reverse causation and comorbidity. I wonder what the rates of heart disease looked like in Japan in the 1980s. It turns out the annual rate of coronary heart disease incidence was roughly 2 or 3 times higher for Americans than for the Japanese with their significantly lower total cholesterol. But this data is from the 80s and 90s, so it's not an exact fit. Plus, you can't really take data of people dying from heart disease and look at their quantifiable health metrics and draw conclusions from that, because that's just some associational stuff. It's not really science. So it turns out you can't really know anything about anything. You see how that works? All I have to do is create a little bit of doubt. Very recently, the term cholesterol deniers has entered into the mainstream discussion of health and wellness. Cholesterol deniers create doubt. Doubt and confusion is all it takes for most people to continue doing what they're already doing, or maybe make some changes, but changes that don't really impact the revenue streams of the industries that benefit from you not being concerned about saturated fat and cholesterol. We're starting to see coverage from media like this article in The Guardian openly questioning the narrative of the cholesterol deniers, which so often gets picked up and thrown out in the headlines. After all, it's pretty sensational that you can reduce coronary artery disease effectively by just walking 22 minutes a day and eating real food. By the way, Malhotra, what kind of real food is that? Is it a high-fat, low-carb diet? So you renamed the Atkins diet after a village in Italy and included coconut oil, and that's the real food that I can reverse heart disease with if I walk 22 minutes a day? It's amazing how much bad information can be sourced back to just a few people. For instance, this article names Uffe Ravnskov.
What?
If you're ever reading an article on the internet and the source links back to him, you should probably exercise extreme caution. I remember just a few years ago when it seems like there was only one person on the internet criticizing this Ravnskov guy. Now he's getting put on blast in a mainstream news outlet. Ravnskov didn't even know what a foam cell was in a book he published about cholesterol. Uffe Ravnskov? Next. Cholesterol deniers. They all seem to be low carbers. Is that a coincidence? These are the type of people who hand out sausages and processed keto junk food to little kids on Halloween. Cholesterol deniers. These are the kind of people who market their image on health-related instructional sales materials in front of pictures of bacon and eggs. Cholesterol deniers. Some of them are even funded by the fast food industry. Cholesterol deniers. The only reason they have relevance is because they use their position to tell people good things about their bad habits. Cholesterol deniers. Next. Unplug from the revenue streams of the saturated fat pushers. Take away their relevance by choosing to eat a whole foods plant-based diet. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up before the bacon army shows up. Hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell. Y'all know what time it is. Red pill vegan. Next.